Okay, Brianna, so this first question says, which of the following is an isotope of manganese 55? All right, well, first off, whenever we're talking about this notation, we've got the name of our element and then this number. So the name of the element and then this number. This number is the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. So another way that we can write it is to put the name, the symbol down, and then as a small number in the upper left-hand corner is the number of protons plus neutrons. So manganese 55 could be written like what we have in A. And it could also be written like what I have down here with the 25. Now the 25 is the number of protons, and that's the atomic number that you'll find in the periodic table right here, 25. Okay, so an isotope is two atoms that have the same number of protons and different number of neutrons. And then also remember that if two atoms have the same number of protons, then they're the same element. So if we're talking about manganese, then an isotope of it is not going to be iron or molybdenum. It's either going to be this manganese or this manganese, because they have to have the same number of protons. In other words, they have to be the same element. So now we just have to look for the different number of neutrons. Well, this 55 and this 55 tell me that this is the same as this. So the easy answer is that we're choosing the option that has manganese but has a different number going with it. But to explain what's going on further here, and this is the kind of thing that you'll need to know for your test, let's dive into it further. Okay, so manganese. And the 55 is the number of protons plus neutrons. And we can look on the periodic table and find the atomic number is 25. That's the number of protons. So if protons plus neutrons is this number, then this number minus protons equals neutrons. And then we can find the number of neutrons. Okay, let's look at choice D, where it's manganese with the 54. So that number minus protons gives me neutrons. So this version of manganese has 30 neutrons, and this version has 29 neutrons. So these two things are isotopes. And this 55 manganese is the same that's mentioned up here. So the isotope of manganese 55 is manganese 54. Okay, so the next thing is an atom of nitrogen 13 has protons and electrons. So remember what we were saying before, this way of writing it is the element name and then this number that is the number of protons plus neutrons. Excuse me. But they're asking for the number of protons and the number of electrons, so we don't even care about the number of neutrons. We'll look over here at the periodic table and see the atomic number of 7. And so our answer is either going to be A or D, because the first blank is for the number of protons, and we looked on the periodic table and found that it was 7. Now, as for the number of electrons, if an atom doesn't have any charge, which this one doesn't, because we're not seeing any number in the upper right-hand corner. So if an atom doesn't have a charge, then the number of protons and electrons are exactly the same. So the answer here is D.